You know that person who doesn't rush toward a cat. But wait, the one who sits still on the couch, pretending not to care. And somehow the cat chooses them. Have you noticed how that always happens? At first glance it looks random. Luck, timing. But psychology tells a quieter story. Because loving cats isn't really about cats. It's about how a person understands space, trust, emotion, and connection. And once you see it that way, you start seeing cat lovers very differently. Before we go deeper, let me say this gently. I made this for you after long research, long nights, and real thought. If this speaks to you, like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us create more stories like this, just like this one. Now let's talk about the psychology behind loving cats. Cats don't demand attention. They don't chase approval. They don't pretend. They observe first. They decide when closeness feels safe. And people who love cats usually understand this without being taught. Psychology suggests that cat lovers are often high in emotional awareness. They notice the tone. They notice mood shifts. They respect invisible lines. In simple words, they read the room. Think about a small, everyday moment. A cat lover enters a crowded gathering. They don't speak the loudest. They don't need to be seen immediately. They stand back. They feel the energy. They choose when to step in. That same patience is what cats respond to. This is why many cat lovers share similar personality traits. They tend to be independent but not cold, sensitive but not fragile, calm on the outside, busy on the inside. They enjoy connection but only when it's real. They don't like forced conversations or fake closeness. And here's the contradiction. They can love deeply, while also needing a lot of space. Strong yet soft. Quiet yet intense. Psychologist Carl Jung spoke about the inner world, the unseen life of thoughts and feelings. Cat lovers often live there, not because they want to escape reality, but because they feel things deeply and privately. Now let's gently compare something people love to argue about. Cat lovers versus dog lovers. Dog lovers often enjoy clear feedback. Energy. Loyalty that shows itself loudly. Cat lovers lean toward subtlety. Consent. Connection that grows slowly. Neither is better. They're just different emotional languages. Dogs say, "I'm here, always look at me." Cats say, "I'm here if you respect me." Cat lovers usually prefer relationships like that too. In friendships, they don't need constant reassurance. They don't text all day. But when they show up, they are present. In love, they don't fall fast. But once they trust you, they're loyal in quiet ways. Have you ever had someone who didn't say much, but somehow made you feel safe? If that sounds familiar, tell me in the comments. And also tell me where you're watching from and how old you are. I love seeing the mix of people here. Now let's talk about introverts. Not all cat lovers are introverts, but many introverts are drawn to cats. Why? Because cats don't drain social energy. They don't require performance. An introvert can sit in silence with a cat and feel completely connected. There's no pressure to speak. No pressure to explain moods. Just presence. After a long day of masking, smiling, and social effort. That kind of companionship feels like rest. This is where the emotional bond between humans and cats becomes powerful. Cats don't judge your bad days. They don't rush you through emotions. They sit with you. A person crying quietly in the dark often finds a cat nearby. Not fixing, not asking, just staying. That kind of companionship creates a deep emotional bond. Studies in psychology show that interacting with pets can reduce stress hormones like cortisol. But cats offer something more specific. They teach emotional regulation. When you live with a cat, you learn patience. You learn to wait. You learn to respect no. And for people who grew up having to read emotional signals early, This feels familiar. Many cat lovers learned emotional independence young. They became self-soothers, observers, quiet thinkers. That skill helped them survive, but it also created silent struggles. Here's the part we don't talk about enough. Many cat lovers carry hidden loneliness. Not because they don't have people, but because few people truly see them. They're the ones others lean on. The calm ones. The I'm fine people. Inside they feel deeply. Sometimes too deeply. Cats sense this. They sit closer when sadness is quiet, not dramatic. They approach when grief is soft, not loud. Psychologist John Bowlby, known for attachment theory, talked about how early emotional bonds shape our sense of safety. For many people, cats become a safe attachment, a being that stays without demanding performance. And here's the transformation. What starts as self-protection becomes wisdom. Cat lovers learn boundaries without cruelty. They learn empathy without losing themselves. They don't chase love. They recognize it. They understand that closeness should feel calm, not anxious. This often makes them emotionally intelligent partners and friends. They listen well. They notice small changes. They love in ways that don't need applause. They may not light up a room, but they warm the ones they stay in. Before we end, let me ask you something. Do you think your love for cats reflects your personality? Or did cats shape who you became? Tell me in the comments, I really want to hear your story. Now imagine this image. A cat sitting on a windowsill during a storm. Rain hitting the glass. Thunder far away. The cat doesn't panic. It doesn't hide. It watches. Alert. Still. Present. That's the soul of a cat lover. Not untouched by storms. Just not ruled by them. If this video felt like it understood you, stay with us. Subscribe. Watch more stories like this. We're building a quiet space here. For people who feel deeply, love gently, and understand that silence can be a form of care. Just like cats do.